Assalamu alaikum. My today's video is on the recent document on the national security policy of Pakistan from 2022 to 2026, and some part of the document has been made public by the government of Pakistan. It is indeed a very important document because it not only explains the national security paradigm of Pakistan, but this time we see that a very broader perspective of security has been incorporated in the national security paradigm of Pakistan. This document has 8 main sections, and basically they reflect the main factors of our national security policy. So I am going to go on each section, and we'll be discussing some important points that are highlighted in the document. These sections comprise a section on policy formulation, national security framework, national cohesion, security and economic future, defense and territorial integrity, internal security, foreign policy in the changing world, and human security. The first section is on policy formulation, in which basically the need and process has been explained. And the most important part of the policy formulation is that it has acknowledged that Pakistan has lacked a comprehensive security policy, and this time it is an attempt to bring traditional and non-traditional security challenges in one umbrella. So one highlight of this policy document is that it has not only emphasized on the traditional security challenges that are being faced by Pakistan, but the new contemporary and non-traditional, non-kinetic security challenges has also been given a major space in this policy document. Then it acknowledges that the process of formulating national security policy started in 2014, and it involved the output of different stakeholders within the government and within the public as well, including the universities, civil society, and there would be a periodic review of national security policy. So this security policy is for 5 years. Then the next section is on the national security framework, which incorporates the vision and an overall security approach of Pakistan. Within the vision, it acknowledges that Pakistan is an Islamic welfare state, and Pakistan seeks to have a peaceful relationship with their neighbors based on mutual coexistence, regional connectivity, and shared prosperity. So the basic purpose is to attain a secure and economically resilient Pakistan through the promotion of good governance by ensuring fundamental rights, social justice, and without any discrimination of caste, creed, or belief. So the ultimate purpose of the security policy, like any other state, is to have safety, security, prosperity, and dignity of its citizens. So this time the security framework of Pakistan's policy has a very people-centric approach, and it has also been written that a country is as secure as its most vulnerable citizens. So it has a people-centric framework that has been articulated this time, and that is the reason that it overall is based on a broader perspective of security. Therefore, the concept of comprehensive national security is the main baseline of this policy document that explains the interconnectedness of traditional security and non-traditional security elements in any national security policy. So the main focus of traditional security involves defense, territorial integrity, internal security, and diplomacy. And the focus of non-traditional security, it elaborates and includes economic health, citizens' well-being, terrorism, and other challenges. Moreover, this section of national policy framework incorporates that the guiding principle for the security policy of Pakistan is unity in diversity. Therefore, territorial integrity in land, air, and space, as well as cyber and space domains, will be achieved through a multifaceted approach incorporating defense, deterrence, diplomacy, and building strength in space and cyber capabilities. Moreover, another important highlight of this policy document is that economic security is placed as the core element of national security by expanding national resource pie, and an overall redistributive model would be applied that can transfer the benefits of greater availability of resources to the human welfare. So economic security has been taken as a main focal point that incorporates traditional security and human security as well. So Pakistan has moved away from the traditional guns versus butter debate, and the traditional and non-traditional aspects of security has been linked, and the main focus and main parametric factor this time is the economic security. Therefore, this section, National Security Framework, it has mentioned that there is a psychological shift in the national approach from traditional security to economic security. The third section is titled as Principle of Policy Implementation, in which there are different points, including number one, the whole of government approach, in which it acknowledges that all organs of the state, they should work in close coordination to tackle cross-cutting issues. So there is more need of interdepartmental connectivity. Number two, it illustrates inclusive policy formation, that includes that policy response of the government must incorporate all the opinion and concerns of all the segments of society. So there should be a more pragmatic approach to include all the stakeholders. Number three, it has highlighted the state-citizen relationship for developing a resolve in the society. So there is a need for a more proactiveness in terms of building a state-citizen relationship, and because of the changing geopolitical realities, and in order to mitigate the threats, a more proactive policy is required. Moreover, within principle of policy implementation, the next point is on prioritization, that security and prosperity of Pakistan is the basic priority of the national security resolve of Pakistan, and policy continuity should be ensured through a consistent democratic process. So therefore, it acknowledges that political differences should not dominate the security issues. The next section is on national cohesion, which has highlighted different security concerns of Pakistan. The first concern that has been mentioned in the policy document is that Pakistan is a heterogeneous society, and a diverse discourse around ethnic, religious, and social difference exists in Pakistan. So the way it has been disrupted by some external forces and support, and they aims to undermine national cohesion and disharmony, particularly on the issues of identity, is a major concern for Pakistan. Moreover, increasing socio-economic inequalities is also a concern, as it increases the societal fault lines. In addition, the governance and institutional capacity is also a concern, and it has been highlighted that there is a need for an enhanced federal, provincial, interprovincial, and interdepartmental coordination, because it will allow to tackle more complex issues within the federation. And different coordination mechanism has also been mentioned, including the Ministry of Interprovincial Coordination, Council of Common Interest, National Finance Commission, and National Economic Council. Therefore, the policy document intends to ensure national cohesion through a strong federation, through preservation of Islamic character, as it is being given in the Constitution of Pakistan, and the promotion of interfaith harmony and protection of minority rights. Moreover, it has also emphasized on making the public service more responsive through good governance. The fourth section of the policy document is titled as Securing Our Economic Future. Therefore, the economic security dimension has been the main focal point of this policy document, and it incorporates that the economic security dimension of national security policy basically focuses on three challenges. Number one is the external imbalance, number two is vertical inequalities, and number three is horizontal inequalities. External imbalance is a major challenge to the economic security of Pakistan because the long-term sustainability largely depends on Pakistan's ability to correct its current account deficit. So this will primarily be achieved through export-led growth and export-led foreign direct investment, and through increasing foreign remittances and ensuring manageable fiscal deficit. In addition, the second challenge, vertical inequalities, explains that the socio-economic inequalities between rich and poor is increasing, and the basic cause of social and unrest and political instability is the increasing socio-economic inequality. So there is a need for an equitable economic development, and that is a basic national security priority of Pakistan, because the economy is directly linked with the political and national security stability. Moreover, the third major challenge, horizontal inequalities, incorporate that there is a need to remove economic disparities between various regions of Pakistan, and that is a major national security priority of the state. Therefore, the policy document mentions that the South Balochistan, Sindh, Gilgit-Baltistan development packages, they are all aligned to this major challenge, that the economic development, there should be equity in economic development between and within different provinces of Pakistan. Moreover, this section also highlights that overall Pakistan's geo-economic location provides a unique opportunity for Pakistan in terms of westward connectivity, and it is also a significant driver for Pakistan's continued push for regional stability in Afghanistan. In addition, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor and other such initiatives, they provide an opportunity for Pakistan to expand their export and industrial base. Then a very important point that has been included in this document is the emphasis on the exclusive economic zones and the need to invest on the coastline resources, because it will eventually enhance Pakistan's overall blue economy. So this policy document also acknowledges that there is a need for developing a very comprehensive maritime policy as well, because blue economy and the new contestation in the Indian Ocean region is a very important challenge to Pakistan as well. So therefore, the basic policy objective that has been illustrated in this policy document is that fiscal management is the key, and it can be achieved through sustained economic growth and stability from the regeneration of economic activity and domestic investment, along with the greater inflow of external resources through export, investment, and connectivity. Moreover, a greater emphasis has been given on the tax reforms, as they are linked with the fiscal management and overall economic sustainability and growth. Economy is still a major crucial challenge for Pakistan. Therefore, there is a need for indigenous economic resource development as per this policy. Moreover, it acknowledges the connection between education, technology, and innovation, and with the passage of time, Pakistan's pace of technological adaptation and innovation is significant, and technology is set to replace the traditional labor-intensive force. So therefore, the policy document endorsed this fact that technological adaptation and innovation is required. So there is a need to adapt new trends of science, engineering, and smart technology, particularly the artificial intelligence that includes data science, quantum computing, and automation. So overall, this technological advancement that is a major part, and it is a new industry in which Pakistan has yet to develop its strength. Moreover, this section also incorporates the global human resource, that within the global community there is a higher competition in terms of skilled labor and job opportunities. So Pakistan overall can also get benefit from the global human resource as well. So now I am going to briefly analyze the first 4 sections. Indeed, it was a much needed document. It is a well consolidated, comprehensive document of national security. It has a well defined direction of national security of Pakistan. Moreover, it has also acknowledged and emphasized on this fact that the new trends and challenges of security are much more complex, and therefore a multifaceted and a more interdepartmental approach is needed to contain those challenges. Moreover, it has also acknowledged that a people-centric approach is central to contain the security challenges. So it is it incorporates a much wider scope of security. Another important highlight is the inclusion of economic security. Economic security has been given a high priority in the overall national security policy of Pakistan, and even in the way, in the order in which different sections are being written, economic part has been written above the defense as well. That reflects that how economic security has been a priority, and an overall psychological shift in the national approach is being endorsed. But this document does not at all explain that how that psychological shift within the national approach would be achieved, and moreover it also needs a resource shift as well. Another important highlight in this document is the inclusion of economic security in the national security paradigm of Pakistan. Economic security has been given a high priority within the overall security paradigm. And even if we see the way in order the different sections has been explained, the economic part has been explained before the defense part. So an overall psychological national shift has been endorsed. But this document does not at all explains that how that psychological national shift in terms of economic security would be attained in future, because it not only requires a gradual consistent policy shift, but it also actually requires a resource shift as well. Moreover, this policy document explains that it is the first national security policy of Pakistan. Personally, I believe that it may have political significance to it. It may be politically symbolic, but strategically, I think it does not postulate a very stronger picture of Pakistan, that Pakistan is a nuclear state. Pakistan has one of the best armed forces in the world, and we do not have a national security policy till 2021. So obviously we had a national security strategy, we had targets, we had objective, but it would have been more, I think, appropriate if we would have been written that it was a first publicly announced national security policy of Pakistan. And there's no harm in it, because there are many states in which we see, unlike United States of America, that they do not publish their national security policies, and it is a post 9/11 culture that even Russia, China and other states, they continuously, after 4 or 5 years now, they publish their national security policy. Moreover, as far as the national cohesion part is concerned, I think that for national cohesion, the supremacy of the constitution and the parliament is the utmost requirement, and the policy document does not overwhelmingly emphasize on the supremacy of the constitution and the parliament, though it has mentioned that interdepartmental, interprovincial departmental mechanisms which are being defined in the constitution, including Council of Common Interest, National Economic Council, National Finance Commission. There's a need for better working over there as well. But overall, when we read the document, we do not get a picture that overwhelmingly it emphasizes on the supremacy of the Constitution. Moreover, within the national cohesion part, I think a biggest challenge that Pakistan has been facing for more than a decade is the rising intolerance, extremism, terrorism, and militancy. Identity crisis and identity issues are also crucial, but these grave challenges must have been explained separately within the document, because it gives a picture that how we have prioritized our challenges as well. Moreover, this document has also emphasized on the interdepartmental coordination to tackle complex issues, but I think that it should also include that the departments within the government, they should not overwhelmingly exercise each other's power, and they should work within their own jurisdiction. So separation of power is also one important thing, and it in reality it affects the national cohesion of Pakistan as well, and the overall policy making structure as well. So interdepartmental coordination is required, and along with the interdepartmental coordination, every department should work under its own jurisdiction, the jurisdiction that is being given in the Constitution of Pakistan. However, within the economic future and energy security section, the construction of dams and the need to construct more dams has not at all been mentioned. It has just mentioned energy storage capabilities, but I think when we are talking about a comprehensive national security policy, and we have incorporated the non-traditional security aspects as well. So water scarcity is one of the major challenges to Pakistan, and it will not only affect the human security, but it would be equally affecting the economic security as well. So because Pakistan is an agrarian country, so that is the reason that construction of dams should be within the priority, or even within the economic security of Pakistan. So overall, I think the new direction which has been set forth by the government of Pakistan incorporates an emphasis on the blue economy, on technological innovation, on incorporating artificial intelligence, and overall having efficacy in governance and enhancing institutional capacity. So I'm going to end my video over here. Stay tuned for the next part of this video, and I'm going to explain the other sections of this policy document. I hope this video has facilitated you in some sense. So thank you for listening, and good luck for a very good life.